Perfect, perfect, perfect.
In the ancient city of Jerusalem, walls tell stories. They speak of kings, conquests, and faith. But one gate in the eastern wall holds a unique and silent vigil. It is known by many names. Some call it the Gate of Mercy, others call it the Eastern Gate, but most know it as the Golden Gate. For nearly 500 years, this entrance has been sealed shut with stone, a silent monument facing the historic Mount of Olives. It stands as a powerful symbol, a doorway between the past and a future that many believe is divinely written. It waits, overlooking the Kidron Valley, holding secrets that have captivated believers for centuries. The story of its closure is a tale of power and prophecy. Back in 1541, the ruler of the Ottoman Empire, Suleiman the Magnificent, gave a powerful command. He ordered the Golden Gate to be permanently sealed. Why would a ruler do such a thing? Many historians and theologians believe he was trying to stop a prophecy. He had heard the ancient Jewish belief that their Messiah would one day enter Jerusalem through this very gate. By walling it up, Suleiman thought he could prevent this divine event from ever happening. He wanted to show that human power could stand against even the most sacred predictions. Suleiman didn't stop at just sealing the gate with heavy stones. He wanted to add another layer of protection against the prophecy he feared. He knew that in Jewish tradition, a holy man or priest, especially the Messiah, could not be defiled by passing through a cemetery. And so, he commanded that a Muslim cemetery be established directly in front of the sealed entrance. The graves were placed there as a spiritual barrier, a final, earthly obstacle designed to halt the prophesied arrival. For generations, these tombstones have stood as silent guards, a constant reminder of one man's attempt to control destiny. This gate is more than just an architectural feature. It is a crossroads of history and faith. It sits on the eastern edge of the Temple Mount, a piece of land that is sacred to billions of people around the world. From its vantage point, it looks directly at the Mount of Olives, a place central to the stories of both Judaism and Christianity. This direct alignment is no coincidence to those who study the scriptures. The gate's sealed stones and the cemetery before it have created a powerful and enduring image, a locked door that only a miracle or a Messiah could ever hope to open. For Christians, the Golden Gate is forever linked to a pivotal moment in the life of Jesus. The scriptures tell us that he entered Jerusalem on what is now called Palm Sunday, riding on a donkey. He came from the Mount of Olives and passed through this very gate, fulfilling a prophecy from the book of Zechariah. It was a moment of humble triumph, a king arriving not with an army, but in peace. Many Christians also look to a passage in the book of Ezekiel, which says, "This gate is to remain shut, because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it." They see this as a divine decree, a sign that the gate was sealed after Jesus' first arrival, waiting for his second. This belief in a future return is central to Christian eschatology, the study of end times. The prophecy foretells that when Jesus comes again, it will not be in humility, but in glory and power. He will once again approach from the Mount of Olives and enter Jerusalem through the Golden Gate. This time, however, the gate will miraculously open for him, signifying the start of a new age. This shared belief has made the Golden Gate a focal point for Christians who watch for signs of the end times. Its sealed state is not seen as a permanent barrier, but as a temporary condition, a promise waiting to be fulfilled when the time is right. The Jewish faith holds its own profound prophecies connected to this ancient entrance. In Jewish tradition, it is through this gate, called Sha'ar Harachamim, or the Gate of Mercy, that the Messiah will arrive. He will come to usher in an era of global peace, restore the kingdom of Israel, and rebuild the Holy Temple. His arrival through this specific gate is seen as a key part of this messianic promise. The sealing of the gate by Suleiman is viewed not as a defeat of the prophecy, but as a challenge that only the true Messiah will be able to overcome, proving his divine authority to the entire world. Interestingly, both faiths, despite their differences, share a common thread in the story of this gate. They both agree that it is a place of immense spiritual importance, a portal tied to a divine return, and the ultimate redemption of humanity. Both Jewish and Christian traditions see the gate's eventual opening as a world-changing event. This shared expectation has turned the silent sealed stones into a subject of endless fascination and debate. It remains a powerful symbol of hope and divine intervention, a place where earthly history patiently waits for a heavenly appointment. For centuries the Golden Gate remained untouched, a silent testament to Suleiman's decree. History tells us of several moments when it seemed the gate's fate might change, only for events to intervene. In the early 1900s, Ottoman leaders reportedly planned to demolish the gate entirely. But on the very day the work was to begin, British forces under General Allenby captured Jerusalem, and the plan was forgotten. Then, after the Six-Day War in 1967, some Israeli officials considered reopening it. However, they were famously advised against it by a respected rabbi who declared, "Only the Messiah may open that gate." It seemed that history itself was protecting the gate's prophetic status. Then, in 2019, something unexpected happened. After nearly 500 years of being completely inaccessible, a significant change occurred, though not in the way anyone predicted. Reports, along with videos and photos, began to surface from within the Temple Mount complex. They showed that the inner part of the Golden Gate, a chamber or vestibule that had long been sealed off, was quietly opened. This section, which is inside the old city walls, was made accessible for Muslim worshippers to use as a prayer space. The main outer gate facing the Mount of Olives remained sealed with stone, but a door had been opened from the inside. This development sent ripples through communities of prophecy watchers around the world. It was a subtle but profound shift. For the first time in centuries, a part of the Golden Gate complex was active again. Authorities did not provide a clear or official explanation for this change, which only added to the mystery and speculation. Was this a political move, a simple administrative decision, or was it something more? For those who believe the gate is a divine clock, it felt as if a hand had just ticked forward. The quiet opening of the inner chamber was seen by many as a precursor, a sign that the gate's long slumber was coming to an end. The event raised a multitude of questions. If the inner part could be opened, what did that mean for the outer gate? The perfect alignment of the gate with the Mount of Olives is central to the prophecies. The prophet Zechariah wrote that when the Lord returns, his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, which will split in two. The path from that mountain leads directly to the Golden Gate. This 2019 development, however small it may seem, has reawakened interest in this ancient prophecy. It serves as a modern-day reminder that the stories written in sacred texts are still unfolding in the world around us. Today, on the 4th of August, 2025, the Golden Gate continues to be a powerful symbol of anticipation. The events of 2019 have permanently altered its story. It is no longer just a sealed gate, it is a gate that has shown signs of stirring. For people who watch for prophetic signs, this is incredibly significant. They connect this development to other biblical prophecies about the end times, such as those found in the books of Matthew and Revelation. The scriptures warn of wars and rumors of wars and speak of a time when the world will be in turmoil. Many believe we are living in such a time, and they look to Jerusalem for clues about what is to come. The Golden Gate story does not exist in a vacuum. It is part of a larger narrative unfolding on the Temple Mount, one of the most contested pieces of real estate on Earth. The ongoing tensions, the political struggles, and the growing discussions about the possibility of building a third temple all contribute to a sense of heightened expectation. The gate is seen as a key piece of this complex puzzle. Its status, whether sealed, partially open, or one day fully opened, is monitored closely by millions. It represents a tangible link between ancient prophecies and our modern world, a physical landmark on a spiritual timeline. The scriptures, like in Luke 12:40, advise believers to be watchful. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. For many, the story of the Golden Gate is a living embodiment of this instruction. It encourages a state of readiness and awareness. The centuries of silence, the failed attempts to alter it, and the recent quiet opening of its inner chamber are all seen as part of a divine narrative, unfolding according to a heavenly schedule. It is a story that reminds people of faith that history is not random, but is moving toward a prophesied conclusion. Ultimately, the Golden Gate is more than just stone and mortar. It is a symbol of hope, a promise of redemption, and a source of enduring mystery. Whether one views it through the lens of faith, history, or politics, its story is undeniably compelling. It forces us to ask big questions about destiny, faith, and the future. As the world continues to change, the silent, sealed gate on Jerusalem's eastern wall remains a steadfast beacon. It stands watching the Mount of Olives, waiting for a dawn that prophecies say will one day break, changing the world forever.